What is going on, everyone? All right, I want to talk about this New York Knicks team. Obviously, the All-Star break is behind us. Now, this is when things get fun in the NBA, right? Right when you head into the end of February, heading into March and April, you got that last final push before the playoffs. And this Knicks team, I'm not even gonna lie, has impressed the hell out of me, man. The fact that you have this team constructed and is a complete different team than last year because you added big time guys like Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges to the mix of the team that you already had who exceeded expectations last year. To me, it's like, all right, maybe these guys are going to take some time to gel. But credit to the New York Knicks. They made this thing happen seamlessly, and they have taken off since then. And it begins with Jalen Brunson, man. First of all, Jalen Brunson had to ask for a lot. I mean, for him to kind of take a back seat and make sure that Karl Anthony Towns was able to feast and then them also play together was just remarkable, man. I mean, look at Jalen Brunson's numbers. Obviously, they're down from a scoring standpoint. He's at 26.1 points per game. Assists are higher, though. Getting more people involved. Also, he has better people around them. 7.5 assists, which is a career high from an average standpoint for Jalen Brunson. I think it starts with him. Obviously, you could credit coaching, but I think it starts with the captain, Jalen Brunson, being able to say, yo, I'm going to take a back seat to make sure Karl Anthony Towns gets his, to make sure Mikal Bridges gets his, and they're not really stepping on anybody's toes. And that takes a lot to do from a guy who is a superstar and a guy that hasn't been a superstar for too long. I mean, Jalen Brunson just came onto the scene since he joined the New York Knicks, had to establish himself there, and now he's willing to pass the torch. That's an ultimate leader. Love to see that. I mentioned Karl Anthony Towns, man. Look at Karl Anthony Towns' number, 24.7 points per game. I mean, it's been a while since he's averaged that. Obviously, you see 24.6 in 2021 for the Minnesota Timberwolves, but a career high in rebounding at 13.4 rebounds per game. This dude is a walking double-double and more. He can shoot the three well. He's shooting at an unbelievable clip. This guy is arguably the best big man outside of Jokic in the NBA, the best shooting big man. Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, both all-star starters too. So got to give credit where credit is due. But then the other guys, man, Josh Hart. Look at this season from Josh Hart, man. 14.7 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, a career high, 5.7 assists, which is a career high. Obviously, the minutes police. I know you're out there for everybody who critiques the New York Knicks is all about, oh my God, they're playing too many minutes. Listen, the players don't care. They want to play. They embrace this stuff. So everybody who's, critiquing minute police, yo, let the people rock, man. This system works for them. It might bite them in the foot later on in the season, or in the postseason, but that remains to be seen. The good thing is that this New York Knicks team has found something, man. Offensively, they are a force to be reckoned with, man. OG Anunoby right now is currently out, but he's looking to come back in a couple weeks. That's going to be big to get him back into the mix. They obviously need this team healthy. That's their biggest thing. This team cannot afford to lose pieces, let alone pieces on both ends, defensively and offensively. That is the key of the New York Knicks' success this season. Are they legitimate contenders to come out the East? That's the question. And that is the answer. Will they be healthy? I truly believe if this New York Knicks team gets healthy, stays healthy, they can beat Boston. They can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they can certainly get to the NBA Finals. Whether or not they win the NBA Finals, that depends on who they play. Obviously, OKC is no joke out there in the Western Conference, but I legit think if this New York team gets healthy and stays healthy, that's the key. I don't think you could do this if you lose one of those guys. If you lose Bridges, if you lose Hart, if you lose Brunson, if you lose Karl Towns, if you don't have Anunoby over the course of a series, I don't think this Knicks team is capable. But if you get these guys back, I'm talking OG and I'm talking Mitchell Robinson, who is been getting slept on. I mean, what they're able to do by adding a Mitchell Robinson, who's set to come back also sometime in March, that's going to be huge. That guy provides, first of all, provides rim protection. All right. He's a lob threat. He's a pick and roller. He can guard the rim, block shots, play excellent defense. This guy's one of the best defenders in the NBA, Mitchell Robinson, which people have forgotten about. And then you have the opportunity to now mix him in a lineup with Karl Anthony Towns to where if you're playing Cleveland in a 7-game series, they have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You're looking at, okay, what do the Knicks have? Listen, you have Mitchell Robinson. You can literally slide Karl Anthony Towns to the 4 who has already stretched the floor and he's been shooting awesome from three. He's also done it and was successful last year in Minnesota. Remember that. I mean, he was able to play as the 4 all season for Minnesota, and they got to the Western Conference Final. So he was able to play with a Rudy Gobert, who you can argue is kind of a similar game to Mitchell Robinson. But the key remains the key. Will this team get healthy and will they stay healthy? But if you give me that team healthy, you're talking Jalen Brunson, who obviously, like I mentioned, the assists are high. You love to see that. And the scoring is a little bit down. But best believe when it comes to crunch time in the playoffs, he can deliver in big moments. He has shown that. The dude is a cold-blooded killer. You got Karl Anthony Towns playing the way he's playing, also rebounding. You got Josh Hart playing the way he's playing. Mikal Bridges, obviously, he's been a little shaky this year, but he's shaky and he's still averaging 17 points per game. So that's something. OG Anunoby, what he's able to do as a two-way player is awesome. You got this young guy, Deuce McBride, coming off the bench. Cameron Payne might get you, a couple 5-minute spurts here and there, but he'll get you some buckets, man. And sometimes it's those little things, man, those little guys who come in a playoff game who can give you 5 points or 6 points in a little run. It can happen quick, and those things can catapult you to a win. Those things are key, man. And then obviously the missing link, Mitchell Robinson coming back, that is who I'm really looking on. I don't know if this New York Knicks team, however, should mess around with the starting lineup. Their starting lineup with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, at Karl Towns is lethal, man. That has literally netted you a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference heading into this All-Star break. That is big time. I mean, that's big time. These guys can really play together. I wouldn't mess with that. I know, it might be tempting to get Mitchell Robinson out there and kind of play him with Karl Anthony Towns. You can do that. You can mix that in. Have Mitchell Robinson come off the bench. Have a couple breathers in there. Have him play with Towns. Mix it up and see how it goes over the course of a series to see if you play Cleveland. But I touch this starting 5. All right. Obviously, the big thing around the Knicks is health and defense. I really think, though, having Mitchell Robinson back does change a lot. At the end of the day, you do have defenders out there. Josh Hart is a hell of a defender. OG Anunoby, hell of a defender. Mikal Bridges, hell of a defender. Deuce McBride, hell of a defender. You got defenders out there. All right. And I don't want to act like they don't have any areas that could be, that could be exploited. And there are areas, by the way. Jalen Brunson and Karl Towns are not the best defenders. They're actually pretty bad, and they are going to get attacked on a lot of switches, and people are going to take advantage of them come playoff time. So I do want to be mindful of that. I think they have to build some of those habits, right, towards the rest of the season. Karl Towns and Jalen Brunson have to be better on the defensive side of the ball heading into the playoffs because they are going to get picked on and they are going to get attacked. They have to be ready for that. But as of right now, this New York Knicks team at 36-18, as you see on the screen, all right, averaging 118 points as a team per game, heading into the All-Star break at 8-2, they can beat Boston if healthy, and they can beat Cleveland, especially having Mitchell Robinson. So with that being said, I absolutely think that the New York Knicks are legitimate contenders to come out of the East, and then it's house money after that, man. That's my take. Let me know what you guys think on the comments below. Hit the like button, please, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys next time.